I've got an hour or so late afternoon, so I've decided to come down the canal, specifically to a place where I've caught some decent bream lately. So I'm going for a big hook, big piece of bread, eliminate the small fish, but hopefully catch one or two. Well, that was the plan anyway. We've had some heavy rain recently in the area, and when I say heavy, I mean heavy. I passed over the Severn today on the way to work, and it's in the fields over the bank, and it's quite some width in a number of places. So when I got down the canal, unfortunately the colour was not what I wanted. I would call it the piscatorial kiss of death, especially when you're fishing with bread. However, I'm a great believer that as long as your bait's in the water, you've got a chance. I'm going to cast out right now, and however slim my chances may be, I'll have some bread out there and hopefully I'll catch a bream. I've been watching lots of Only Fools and Horses recently on Netflix, and all I will say is, he who dares wins, Rodney. He who dares wins. I've cast out again, watching the rod top. I've got that fish. I'm more than happy with that in the conditions. As I've said, very coloured but not flooded. I think the canals are a fantastic piece of engineering work when you consider that they came around from the Industrial Revolution onwards. It's amazing because there was no technology like we have today, no machines to dig them out. There was muscle at one end. The labourers worked with their bare hands and basic tools to dig out the canal system as we know it today, and at the other end the brain power was incredible when you consider the lock systems, the way that the canals fit together, everything about them. I think they're wonderful. I often think to myself that if we were to build canals today from scratch, we didn't know about them, so we were to build them today from scratch, every couple of weeks they'd be closed down because they didn't work properly. And here we are with systems that are 100, 200 years old, and yet they're still operating efficiently and effectively. But from an angling perspective, I think they're great. Some good fish in the canals these days, especially in the Black Country where I live. When I was a kid, there was probably a dead dog on a trolley that you would come across in the canal, whereas now they've got some very nice fish indeed.